Hi, today is December 10th and I am on my way to a Christmas party at the Bounce Factory. If you go back and watch that episode, you'll see how the owner talked about how last year they did their first Christmas party for kids with autism, and it was life-changing for her and for her staff, and they were so excited to do something for kids and adults with autism. You wanna go jump? Yes? Come on, let's go jump. Come on, go. Right in and like, right up. You got it. Stay in front. What is that there? Buddy?
Watch me, nay-nay. Now watch me whip. Watch me, nay-nay. Watch me whip. Watch me, nay-nay.
So Robbie had fun yesterday. As long as his aide was with him, Robbie followed him around right at his heels, smiling, having a great time. I could tell they do this every week. Totally different than when I brought him. He didn't really want to jump, but when his aide was with him, he was having a ball. And then they had laser tag. When we were waiting outside, they said because of all the flashing lights and things, that if people have seizures, they're concerned, you know, that if it's a good idea. And I thought, oh, Robbie will be fine in there. Flashing lights don't seem to bother him. So we went and did laser tag, and he was fine in there. I had to help him hold the gun, and he pulled the trigger and, you know, shoots the lasers, you know, and it was fun. And then we were dancing, but he refused to dance with me, and then he started getting grouchy, and he only wanted to sit. And if I tried to get him to dance, he pushed me away, and he was annoyed. All in all, though, I thought he had a good night, but I saw a change in his mood. And today I got the phone call from his program that he had a seizure. It's December now, and as soon as this month rolled around, I thought, how long has it been since Robbie has had a seizure? It's been about 6 months. He's probably about due. And sure enough, and they are 45 minutes away, because they were on an outing today, and they were sitting outside of the food place, and he sat down. He seems to always sit down. He must know it's coming. And he fell on the ground. So they said he had a nosebleed, and his face is scraped up because it was on the ground. So I'm on my way to Hunterdon Medical Center. I spoke to the girl that's watching him, and I think he seems like he's starting to feel better. So I'm gonna go pick them up and bring them home. So I was at a client's house when I got the phone call, and I was leaving there on my way to a 2 o'clock hair appointment. So I had to cancel that appointment, and I hit the highway and I'm on my way, and I get halfway here and I looked at my gas tank and realized I have no gas in my car, and I have to drive to 45 minutes away. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to teach a Zumba class tonight at 5:30, and I will not be back in time for that, so I had to call and cancel that. And I have no cash in my wallet either, so I really hope I don't have to pay to park at this hospital. So just was not prepared today. Not a very good Girl Scout. I have to learn how to always be prepared and keep gas in the tank and cash in my wallet for emergencies.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'm watching you. Every single day,
So much better.
every word.
Okay, all right, relax. So I just went up front to do the paperwork, and when I got back, they had Robbie all dressed and ready to go. So he's a little perkier, he's looking a little better. It's been almost 3 hours that he's been here sleeping it off, so I think he's ready to go home. Are you ready to go home? Yeah, I think so. What are you doing? Taking your wristband off? Huh? Is that what you're doing? What are you trying to take this off? Hmm? There's Robbie's lunch that he never ate. So Aaron told me he was sitting outside and they didn't get a chance to eat, and they called the EMTs to come, and she said they were a little rude and they were rushing, and they said, you know, there's only 2 ambulances and they got to get going because there's other calls. And meanwhile, she had 3 other guys there with autism that were starting to have behaviors and having fits because they were hungry and they wanted to eat, and they didn't want to, you know, they had to wait for Robbie to go in the ambulance, and the, you know, the EMTs were giving her a hard time, and, you know, I feel bad because she really did a great job. It turns out Aaron is also an EMT who was taking care of Robbie and who was sitting here in the hospital with him, so I feel much safer when she's here and when she's with him. So anyway, he's okay now, and the staff from his group home just got here, so hopefully he's going to get discharged soon, and we're going to be out of here and go home. My only concern is he usually throws up after he has a seizure, so hopefully he will not throw up when he's in the van with her, so I'm going to follow them home and make sure he's okay. Oh yeah, he rips them out by himself. Isn't that nice?
That's okay. Tell you what, let's give a clean bandage there. Looks like it's not doing anything. Well, that's okay then. All right.
Good.
Problem solved.
Yeah, we just need that name tag out. That's bugging him.
Okay.
You ready to roll?
Every
Ready to go?
single day, and every word he said, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you.
Well, I guess he feels better if he's up.
Good. Open it.
Oh, can't you see?
Okay, buddy. You ready to go home? Here, take a sip. All right. Kiss. So we're still sitting here because as we looked over the prescription that they gave us, they called the neurologist and she wants to up Robbie's seizure meds, except he takes it twice a day. And they said to double the dose once a day. So it's not written out correctly. And every time we kept asking them, you know, can you rewrite this a different way? Can you discontinue the old scripts? They kept blowing us off. The doctor kept, you know, he's like, I have another patient, you know, and So I just feel that this doctor was distracted, and you know, he didn't give us enough of really what we needed. So I don't trust this prescription that he wrote out. So we're trying to call the neurologist, Robbie's neurologist, and get everything written out the correct way. So I'm just sitting here waiting. So as you can see, it's now dark out. It's 5:15. And we couldn't leave because we couldn't get this meds thing straightened out. So we went back into the hospital in the emergency room, and the girl that is here for Robbie actually snuck past the double doors. When somebody came out, she ran in, and she was back there for over a half hour waiting for someone to rewrite his prescription. So the doctor got annoyed, and he just canceled all his prescriptions and said, deal with this with the neurologist. Yeah, great, except today's Friday and it's the weekend, and we can't get to the neurologist before Monday. So I told her, don't you dare hand in that cancel all of his prescriptions. Just keep his meds the way they've always been throughout the weekend, and we'll deal with this on Monday when the neurologist comes back to work. I hope to God that she's not on vacation now. But yeah, so that went way too well in the very beginning, because of course now I'm aggravated. Yeah, you see that? You know what that is? That's called 5 o'clock traffic. Yeah, that's great.
Step you take, every move you make, and every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. Since you're gone, I've been lost without a trace. I dream at night, I can only see your face. I look around, but it's you I can't replace. I feel so cold and I long for your embrace. I keep crying.
Okay, so here's the lowdown on what went down at the hospital. The doctor, when he first came in, looked at Robbie's med sheet and thought there were no meds written down because he didn't take the time to look at it because it was typed and not handwritten. And then he left. Then he came back a couple hours later to say he spoke with the neurologist, and she said that she wants him to increase the dose from 50 milligrams to 100 milligrams. And I said, okay, great. Are you going to write that down on a script? Oh, you want me to do that? Well, I can't really walk into CVS and just tell them, hey, by the way, can you increase his dose? Yes, I need it written down on a script. And he was annoyed. Then he finally came back with that script, and I said, okay, but I need you to write a DC. What is that? What is that? I don't do abbreviations. I don't know what a DC is. It's a discontinue the script. You need to discontinue the old script and rewrite the new script. I don't have time for this. I have other patients right now. So I had to chase him down. Finally, I got a nurse to do it. Then he says to me, he said, I told him, I said, look, these are regulations by the state of New Jersey to protect Robbie, okay, to make sure that his meds don't get screwed up. And he says, yeah, you know, yeah, we get a lot of them in here, you know, from the ARC and other organizations. Yeah, we try to treat them as humanely as possible. Did he just say what I think he just said? Am I in a veterinary clinic that you're trying, like, isn't that how you explain dogs? That you try to treat them humanely? Are you saying Robbie's not human? That he doesn't deserve to be treated with respect? So we went out to the car and got ready to leave, and only to realize, wait, Robbie takes this pill twice a day. Are we changing the dose once a day, twice a day? What's the deal? So we had to go back in. I had to pack Robbie up, bring him back in the hospital. We had to sit there for over a half hour because they wouldn't deal with us. They wouldn't. This doctor just could not be bothered with taking care of Robbie. He was not a priority to him. He didn't care. He didn't want to deal with him. So luckily the aide, she wasn't having it. She waited for the doors to open. She ran in there and she stood there by the nurse's desk and just stared them down every time they walked by until somebody finally took care of her. And so the doctor got all impatient and just discontinued the whole thing. Said, I can't deal with this. Have your neurologist deal with this. And he discontinued the whole thing so that we would just leave. So after finding out about the rescue squad there, that they were impatient, didn't want to deal with it. The girl that was watching Robbie at the time happens to be an EMT, and they were so rude to her that she called them out and said, listen, I'm an EMT. There's absolutely no excuse for your behavior and the way you're treating us right now. Okay, you need to be patient and you need to take care of us the right way. And I gotta tell you, my whole experience over there at 100 Medical Center, boom, boom, 2 thumbs down.